Hey, my name is shawnshawn. I sell art on shawnshawn.co. Today we're going to review Gawx. So I think Gawx probably started as a graffiti artist and then moved into more of an illustrative mode, it looks like. His channel on YouTube is very interesting because he's done a lot of different art forms and he's covered them in different videos, which I think is a great way to bring different people like sculpture, animation, digital, pen drawing, painting in a different medium. You pull all those together and you get a really great combination of viewers. So just looking at the first page, well, let's go to the first page. That's not even the first page. So I think he has an intro video, so that's really strong. He has his uploads, which is pretty good. Usually you have that in order. That's not a bad way to do it. His popular uploads first, which is always a strong site. I think I have that myself. He has first time trying, which I kind of have my doubt that he's first time trying, but it makes for a good video, right? He has custom work. And then he had some of his playlists, which is kind of an interesting way to do it at the bottom. Maybe I'll do that because I have a lot of playlists and they don't all fit. And he has a second video for some reason. These are shorts only, I think. And he has some of his friends recommended at the bottom. So that's not a bad first page. Let's go and look at one of the videos. All right, this video is called Surprising My Dad with a Custom iPad Pro. Let's check it out.
So today I will customize an iPad Pro Max and then I will give it to my dad. But first, let's buy. Holy shit, this thing is expensive as fuck. Now,
so he's using a lot of fast clips to put it together so it doesn't get boring. It's definitely set up for a millennial type of viewer where you want really fast clips, different angles, all thrown together, really kind of jumbling around. And it keeps the eye attention. You're never going to get bored in this type of video. If you get an older viewer, they're going to be like, what the hell is this? So it's just kind of where you're at in your youth. If you're 20s, this is fine. Teenagers is fun. So it probably has a much younger demographic than the average painter. But again, I think it's a really great way to put a video together. Let's keep going.
now let's unbox it. Delicious.
There's a lot of really great video editing here.
Now I'm going to tape the parts I don't want to mess up using some sexy blue tape.
So you did it really fast so you don't get bored at all.
Okay, now the most painful part. Sanding. Okay,
iPad?
iPad sanded, so now let's spray paint it. Do this, I'm going to use some... oh, no. Oh. I messed up my spray paint, but don't worry. I have another one. Oh. And guess what? This one smells even better. iPad spray painted, so now let's remove the sexy blue tape. Ugh, satisfying. My brothers, it's time to skate.
So the crazy thing, he's edited this so fast together, there's not really a good place to stop. Normally I would skip ahead and kind of cut it together. But I'm going to skip ahead anyway because I just have to make this shorter, right? Besides, you got to buy my t-shirts then, right?
Okay, much better. Now I can shake them. And let's start with the realistic roses. I don't really know how to paint them, but let's do it. Oh no, another rose left to go, but I need some paint water.
So that's a really great thing is he throws in this humor where he's drinking his paint water. It's very typical. People mix up their coffee with their, you know, their paint cup that look the same. I don't know how people do this. I never do this, but it is a really good joke that's kind of thrown there to kind of break it up a little bit. Let's skip ahead a little bit. It's a fucking ad in the middle. So he's doing a promotion, which is smart, but I don't want to watch it.
Oh yeah, my Bex merch is here.
So he's doing a self-promotion, which is really smart, throwing it in there. I have to do that myself, right? Put my own t-shirt on. don't know why I didn't put it in this video. Now
Okay,
I gotta switch it
finished
up.
the last roast, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out.
Look, my favorite feature, my +1.
I'm hungry as
So it's really cool. He's using really fast time lapse and then slower time lapse and then actual real time. So he's kind of mixing it up between those three, which is really cool effects. I do that myself. I start with like real time, 2 times, 4 times, 8 times, and then I slow it back down so it goes. So I have these fast ramp ups in my video and ramp downs, and he's doing some of the similar things, but really good video editing techniques, I would say here, very advanced. So let's keep going. Let's go on to the next video. You can go higher than 1080 in this video. It's insane. Like, dude, I'm only gonna freaking export it as 1080. Like, what's the point of going higher? But who knows, man. Oh, this is called trying oil painting for the first time.
I'm south.
So super cool ass video editing. He's actually filmed it in reverse and cut it back together really fast. So it's really kind of a mystery build up. And so that's really good. You got the hook where you're like, oh, this is the painting, and then you're like, you know, you got literally the first 10 seconds, you know what's going to happen. So it's very important when you do video editing. You want to have kind of the hook, like what's the end product, and then we'll start from the beginning, scratch, and then how did you get there, right? So you got they're really solid finished, and then you kind of, whoa, we're going to start in the middle, and then boom, I mean, right at the beginning and then up. So you don't really want to start from the beginning. I used to do that in my own videos. And so starting with kind of some kind of preamble hook to really grab the viewer. So usually you use a hook with maybe the finished product, and then you kind of go from there, or some version of the finished product. And then you're like, oh, how does he get there? You know, and then so the reason why you have that hook is so when the people click, they don't think it's clickbait and it's something completely different. If it's a blank screen, they don't even know if you're going to get there. So if you show it right off the bat, you're like, oh, okay, I'm on the right video. So it's very important to have that hook, and he has a really strong hook at the beginning.
Today, I'm going to try oil painting for the first time.
The other thing I want to mention too is he has this really crazy high-pitched voice. He's like, like, bro, what the hell? Is that your real fucking voice? It's insane, man. But it's really motivating because you're kind of like, does this guy really sound like that?
A few days ago, I was working on a regular character illustration, but I was getting really tired of always using markers for my drawings. And I have already tried acrylic paint, spray paint, clay, coffee, and colored pencil.
The other thing he's doing really well is he's doing really high detail shots, so you get right up in the face of like, oh, here's this object, and then back to the thing, and then he's doing the wall objects, straight on shots from the side angles. All these different angles really adds to a lot of interest. A lot of big B-roll, but the B-roll is super fast. Like, it's definitely more a, what is it called? Like Instagram story, or what's that other news? Like Snapchat feel, or TikTok. It has a very TikTok-ish feel to this video.
But something that I have always wanted to try is oil paint. And my brothers, today is the day.
So it's kind of cool. He's adding a little bit of a vlog feature. I used to do this myself in a lot of my videos, where you kind of go to the store and you buy the objects and you come back, and it adds a lot to a video if you want to do it. So if you shoot like once every couple of weeks, is a really great thing to add to your video, add kind of a vlog feel. I think Michael Chamberlain, one of my other artist reaction, he does this similar thing. And it adds a lot of flavor to the video. You got to see kind of how they buy, what they're buying. And this camera angle is fucking superb as well. Instead of being at eye level, which most people just shoot at eye level and it gets kind of boring, he's actually filmed at the ground level. So you get this really interesting ground level effects going through the art store, which makes it feel like the God effect. So I said it, well, not the God effect, but you're really small and you're like, ooh, what is all this? And this is kind of how you feel visually as an artist. You're going to be like, oh my God, there's all these arts, and you're lost there. So the great way to do it is to show it from the ground up, and you're like, ooh, like kid in the candy store kind of feel.
But first, let's go get some
lapse.
oil paint, because I don't have.
So let's skip ahead a little bit.
Turn out ugly as fuck.
So he's saying he can't paint. I just kind of highly doubt it. He probably did start with acrylic paint and graffiti paint, and then now he's kind of trying oil paint. For my aspect, because I've learned the opposite. I learned from oil, and then I went to acrylic. And from oil to acrylic, you have to learn some differences, because oil, the drying time is so different, right? There's like a week on oil, 15 minutes on the acrylic. So the way you paint is completely different. But I guess if you go from acrylic, which is a much fire drowning, and then you go to oil, it'd probably be easier, but you can make mud a lot easier in oil. So I just really doubt this is his first time in oil, but it makes for a cool video, I think.
Okay, my first oil painting test is done.
Okay, so he has a tilt test, which is smart. Let's go
This
ahead a
is
little
my
bit.
last test painting, so now let's unbox the big canvas.
Okay, so he's done a couple of different, usually do their kind of preliminary drawings. So traditionally, if you're drawing, say this, you would draw it several times at a very small level, maybe on the back of an envelope or a postcard or something like this size, and then scale up to a bigger size, and then you would paint the final. This is kind of how the master's painted. So it's always smart to do this. He's done all these small paintings, so he's got a real feel for the medium, so that's a smarter way to go until he actually knows how the oil paint is different than acrylic paint, which he's probably more used to. But again, I don't think this is his first time in oil, but who knows. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Oh, he's gonna do like some vlogs.
Houston, Texas, here we go.
So he's flying around. I'm not sure what it has to do, but it makes it much more interesting to have that inside of a video.
Another guy looking for the perfect.
First, I'm placing the basic shades.
So it's kind of this really cool thing where he's doing, like, he's actually cutting pieces together, and then someone's real time, a little bit of time lapse, real time, a little bit of time lapse, real time, a real little. So it's a really cool editing style. So again, very advanced editing style. You can just see in this clear shot that I'm looking at now with the face, he has this really nice detail on the painting. This is how I focus. I manually focus on the painting, and then if I'm blurry, it's fine because you really want to have the detail on the painting.
And highlights to use them as a guide once I add more detail.
So it's cool, he's adding kind of voiceover here on top of the video. So he's filmed it, he's time-lapsed it up, and then now he's just talking on top of it, a calm voice. So that's always kind of fun to do. It's a little harder because you don't remember what you were thinking at the time. So maybe you take notes and then you just kind of, oh, that's what my notes were, and then you scribble them, write them down, and then you kind of verbalize it, and then you just voice over and then pull it together. So again, great video editing. Let's skip ahead towards the end.
Okay, now it's time for the scary part. Painting the eyes and the lips. Oof, wish me luck.
Around and then you don't back. All of a sudden
Again, also a really nice music background. It's a really cool video. You always want to kind of throw in music if you can in a painting video. It makes it a lot stronger. Some people just do the painting only, which is another way to do it. And you got all the sound effects of like the tape and the paintbrushes and all that. So there's two different styles of doing a painting video. Let's skip ahead a little bit here. Here he has a really nice detail shot.
And to my brudas, my first oil painting is finally done. Still have a lot of room for improvement, but I'm really proud of the result. So enjoy the reveal. Bye.
So really cool. He does like a and then he kind of zooms in. So it's a really nice reveal there. Let's move on to the next one. So this one's called Spray Painting My House While My Parents Are Away. Like, sounds dangerous.
So today I'm going to make my first mural. My parents are not home and they will come back in a week, so I decided to paint my house. But first, let's plan it. Wait, my desk is a mess. Ew.
So really cool video editing where he's dumping the markers out and he's reversed it, so he's just like, oh, it's a mess. So really creative with the video editing. It's a really strong video from that aspect. Just really amazing, good focus, good lenses choice, good lighting, and good focal view. You can see here it's just focused on some of the pens and the rest are kind of blurred out. So he's using probably a prime lens at like a low focal length. A really great lens choice as well, besides the lighting and the fun style of this video. So there's a lot of fun elements in this video, the way he's cut it together.
Okay, much better. Now I can start sketching.
Alright, so let's get past the sketch.
Get
Sorry about that.
My brothers, it's time to start sketching. And to do this, I'm using a big Posca marker. I'll use the sexy blue tape to keep the mural clean and sexy. Okay, time to erase some of the little doodles. Bye. Okay, and I'm tired.
Alright, let's go back a little bit.
Okay, I got 40 colors and...
So a really cool zoom shot, just zooming in at a really interesting angle and then zooming out. So that's really cool. He's breaking up the video with that because it makes it way more interesting with you zoom in and out on the paint. You zoom in and out, you grab a bottle, you spray paint. You talk about a little bit, and then you come back, and he's like really cutting in a lot of different video cuts. So really great B-roll combinations here.
I think that's enough to make an epic painting. So let's just jump into it. I will start by painting the face of my crazy character using base colors.
So again, he's starting to use time-lapse, so he gets a little bit of it, and then he zooms it forward, so you get a lot more in there, because obviously this was probably be like a good 2-hour video, and he's kind of simplified it down to 7 minutes. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Time to draw the flower petals, and of course they won't be green. Ew.
I've been caring about a race. I've been trying to eat, I need more than just a taste. Now they trying to talk, oh no, they should know their place. Man, I'm ballin'. This ain't cap, baby, now I feel like.
And I'm thirsty as f, so I'm going to eat some delicious pineapple.
So again, it's like a pineapple, then it's actually watermelon. So it's a great thing. He spins the pineapple, and boom, watermelon. You're like, what the hell is that? That's not water. It's not pineapple. So really a great comical effect here, and obviously got this screechy voice. Let's go ahead a little bit.
Wait, brother, what the f are you doing on my mural? Okay, now I can keep working on it.
So again, he's using like some close to real, but more faster, and then he's speeding up really fast, and then he's slowing down and speeding up fast. So really good video editing techniques, different angles as well, of course.
I'm also using a Posca marker to draw ultra astro sexy lines. Okay, I'm almost done with it. Just some flowers left to go.
So really great detail shots here. You can see he's going from the whole mural all the way down to the most detailed shot. So you get like, boom, right in your face. What's this? And then back. So it's really a nice effect there, doing the detail shots in and out. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah. My parents are here.
Hi, Gawx. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Look what I... Wait. Look what I painted. What do you think about it?
Okay. I love the parent reaction. Okay, whatever. They're probably happy to get rid of all those stupid scribbles, right? So they're like, what's this crap? It's like, that's so funny. You know, like, is okay good or bad? So it's such a great way to end the video. You don't really know. So it's a lot of different cliffhangers added in here. Very, very interesting artist. Very young. But yeah, he's really getting the video editing down, all the different B-roll throwing, different angles, different cameras, different lenses. Great lighting through it all. You don't really have any issues except when he steps away. He's like in silhouette. So you have the thing with the painting's all bright and then he walks away. It's in silhouette. So kind of seeing a noir effect there in that one section. He has this really crazy high-pitched voice. So he's like, ah! I think if you're an older artist, you might find that super annoying. But I don't think an older artist is going to really watch this for how to learn how to do this style. But you can learn a lot from the video editing aspect. Really, really interesting artist, I'd say. Similar to 1000 in the style. Very different in the video editing side, because 1000 would be way more chill, I think. And this guy's just really high pitch, really high volume. The only other artist I covered that was like this is Anja, and she's really high volume, very high spirited, no holds barred, kind of like just edit the video however you want to. It's super fun. Really, really excellent video as far as not keeping your interest. There's a lot of different flashes, and it's visually stimulating. It's auditorily stimulating with different music, sound effects, his high-pitched voice, and then his different back and forth, like, oh, is this crap? It's not crap. My parents gonna like it. It's okay. So really great humor to add into the video. And just overall, I think it's pretty interesting if you want to study him from a video editing aspect. I think he's a pretty good artist as well. So you can learn a lot if you want to do kind of that illustrative style, like 1000, this guy Gawx. He probably started in spray paint is my guess, because he does have some spray paint skills, and Gawx is a traditional graffiti kind of 4-letter, 3-letter letter combination kind of artist, so that makes sense. And so it's interesting because he's kind of doing all legal stuff here. Obviously the illegal stuff he hasn't filmed, so you know this is all legal, so you can't get busted for it, right? So that's always kind of the quandary. If you're a graffiti artist, you stay in the shadows or you come out. And before video became really big with social media and all that stuff, before that it was always in the shadows. You only had pictures you'd take and then zip it around, physical pictures. And really, it's probably a lot harder for the cops. Nowadays, they just get one of these videos. If one of them's illegal, boom, you're busted. So now you're kind of in the quandary. Do you stay in the shadows? And then you're kind of like this elusive element, but then no one really knows who you really are. But you can really make that work like Banksy. He's really more or less kept his identity hidden, so that kind of works at that aspect. But most artists are going to go with the visual effect. They're going to have in your face. They want to have a little bit of the notoriety, the fame, and all that stuff. It makes it easier to sell the work later as well. But if you keep it secret and you're really secretive, you can work that angle as well too. People love a secret, and if you can keep it secret, then it's super cool. But then you have to have a whole different side on the marketing, and the art has to be way over the top like Banksy's is. So if it's just kind of average, you might get totally lost because no one's ever going to find you, but it has to have that really unique selling point. And this guy is really fun. He's doing different stuff like sculpture, animation, oil paint, acrylic paint. And so that's a really great combination to add all those elements together. I think I'd recommend him for learning about how to shoot a really great, interesting painting video and really reach to the millions that he's probably going to reach to eventually. He's right at like 500. Some of his videos are at 1 million, which I'm not surprised because they're just totally riveting. And so riveting is going to sell versus a normal painting video might be way more chill, different style. So it just depends who you're appealing to. If you're an older artist appealing to kind of that 30, 40-year-old, you're probably going to be way more chill in your videos. Whereas if you're a younger artist, you're probably going to have more of an animated style like this. So it just kind of depends where you're at. I don't think, if you're an older collector, you might not find this video that enjoyable because it's just so fast-paced and jittery. I like it, but, I've watched a lot of different video and analyzed it. So am I the typical viewer for this? I don't know. I think the average viewer is probably teens to probably 25, 30, and then they kind of get into something else when they get older. But yeah, I'd recommend him. It's really cool. If you'd like to subscribe, you can subscribe below. And I'll see you in the next Artist React video. Thanks for watching, guys.